Hello dear traders, we have prepared a fresh review of the North American session. We will tell you about the anonymity of cryptocurrency, prospects of the US stock market, and market sentiment on the US dollar in light of the inflation data. Let's go! The US stock market closed yesterday with gains. The Dow Jones closed 0.9% up. The Nasdaq rose 2.1%. All sectors included in the broad profile index also closed in the green. The S&P500 locked a 1.5% intraday gain. Wall Street has been trading higher for the second day in a row. Today, US exchange floors are trading quietly. Futures on the S&P 500 are trading in the corridor between 4,550 and 4,620 points. Now it's trading at nearly 4,586. The highlight of the day is the US inflation data and a weekly update on unemployment claims. Today, market participants found out that consumer inflation accelerated higher than expected to 7.5% in January in annual terms. This is the fastest CPI growth since February 1982, stronger than the consensus of a 7.3% increase. Thus, inflation in the US has got stuck at elevated levels, way above the target level of 2.5% set by the Fed Reserve. The situation needs an urgent rate hike from the US Central Bank. On the other hand, the Fed Reserve, alongside other influential central banks, is procrastinating about raising interest rates. Indeed, this move will inevitably slow down economic growth or even bring it to a halt. Earlier, the US regulator actually planned to begin a cycle of rate hikes in March. The same situation is unfolding in the Eurozone. The European Central Bank is likely to wait until the US Fed increases the funds rate and follow suit. The US Labor Department reported that the number of unemployment claims declined to 223,000 last week, the lowest figure over the 5 weeks and below the forecast of 230,000. The US dollar index has been trapped in a tight range since the beginning of the week. Now it's hovering at 95.53. The expected corridor is still narrow between 95.20 and 95.80. Perhaps the US CPI data will set the greenback in motion. Following the inflation report, the US dollar index moved upwards. While investors and the Fed Reserve were sitting on the sidelines on the CPI report, the US dollar was in a sleeping mode. The Canadian dollar had an opportunity to strengthen as the crude oil remains at multi-year highs. Nevertheless, the US CPI that is due tonight outlines the news in the oil market. Currently, the USD CAD pair is trading at about 1.2676, within the corridor between 1.2600 and 1.2800. Meanwhile, optimistic sentiment is setting the tone in the crypto market also, after the government's investigation into the theft of 120,000 bitcoins worth $5 billion. All top 30 altcoins developed a rapid rally. As we told you yesterday, the cyber crooks did not get away scot-free. Back in 2016, the criminals managed to hack the crypto platform Bitfinex. Cryptocurrencies are defined as super anonymous, but actually most public ledgers, including Bitcoin's one, keep all transaction chains. This enabled investigators to spot the track and accounts of the hackers. According to the US Justice Department, the federal authorities withdrew over 94,000 tokens to the amount of $3.6 billion. Bitcoin opened today at $44,800, dipped to $43,690 and spiked to $55,157. Nevertheless, crypto failed to settle at that high. For this time being, the flagship cryptocurrency is drifting higher. And that's all for today. We keep close tabs on market developments to provide you with the accurate analysis and up-to-the-minute news. Your feedback is appreciated. Feel free to leave your comments and ask questions down below. And see you tomorrow.